to a special beer mail episode of
Brutal Battle.
So this is our 4th total beer mail episode, and this is our 3rd beer mail episode with beers from Kyle Norman.
I was going to say, wait a minute, yeah.
There's definitely an emerging theme with these, and that is Kyle Norman gives us a lot of beer.
Yeah.
It's a good theme. I like that theme.
There's a mutual, give and take with Kyle Norman.
We give him some. But I'm saying this to mainly say, there are some other listeners out there. Maybe you guys want to contribute to, throw us some and say, hey, here's some beers that you can't get, I know, that I would love for you to try on the show. Contact us, brutalbattlepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll make it happen. Jason Ing, in particular, from the Somerville and Brewcast.
He said he was going to.
He said he was going to, so still waiting on that one.
Maybe it got lost in the mail.
He probably didn't send it yet.
I know.
He's busy. He's a lawyer, so,
And they're always at weddings.
That's true. They were literally in Baltimore a week ago. And he texted me, he's like, hey, sorry, in Baltimore right now, don't have time because it's for a wedding. Here are some beers I picked up, just to let you know. I was like, okay. I was like, as long as you're picking up some Union, that's what's up. So, so we're just going to do 4 beers like usual. These are all 16-ounce cans. I haven't had any of these. You have not had any of these, I assume, as well. And here's the thing. Usually with tasting order, we'll go kind of lighter to darker. I'm going to change that up because I want to make sure that as best as possible with this episode, we don't have similar flavors canceling out your perception of them in the next beer. So let's see how this goes. So the first one has an amazingly beautiful can.
Watch out. She's leaving.
Cat's getting down. Pause.
Boom.
And she's gone. So the first one has an amazingly beautiful can, in my opinion.
I wouldn't use the word beautiful.
I mean, it looks like something you'd see under a microscope, like some sort of amoeba or something. Or a disease, potentially. But the colors are amazing.
The colors are cool, yeah. It's like bright pink and teal, and then it's bright pink, and then there's a teal, squiggly. It kind of looks like your colon.
Okay. Not my colon? Not my colon.
Just a colon. Someone's inside, not like a...
Yes, it looks like Kyle Norman's colon, maybe.
Maybe.
Since he gave us this beer.
And then there's purple, blue, pink,
other squigglies coming off of it. So
it's kind of
I assume those are polyps that he needs to get taken care of. Is that? No. So let's move on. So the beer is called Bianca.
On that note.
On that note. The beer is called Bianca, and it's by Omnipollo, which, by the way, it's been quite some time since we've had Omnipollo.
A long time.
And not only quite some time since we have Omnipollo on the podcast, but quite some time since we've consumed an Omnipollo beer, period.
Generally because they're more expensive, I think.
They are. No, they definitely are.
Kind of
So we'll enjoy this on Kyle Norman's dime.
Yeah, thanks for the expensive beers.
I'm trying to figure out, distributed by 12% LLC, Brooklyn, New York. Brewed and canned by Great South Bay Brewery in Bay Shore, New York. So I know that before Omnipollo was being done, at least with what we can get regionally, by Pub Dog out in Westminster, Maryland. And so maybe they have a few breweries around the United States contract brewing. Which, by the way, real quick, Pub Dog had damage to their building, and they're closed at the moment because of that explosion in Columbia.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? There was an explosion in a building because of some gas leak or something, and it damaged Pub Dog's brewery. So there's been a GoFund. It's either a GoFundMe or an Indiegogo or Kickstarter or something like that for people to... I think it's GoFundMe, sorry. For the workers to get paid while it's closed.
Aww.
Yeah, so... That's unfortunate stuff. Anyway, let's, on that down note, this is a weird episode. Sorry, Kyle. Let's try this Bianca, which is, I need to say what it is, peanut butter jelly lassi goza.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be an ale brewed with peanut butter, lactose sugar, and strawberry raspberry jam, and it's 6% alcohol. Okay. Oh, yeah, that pop.
Yeah, between explosions, not getting paid, and... Kyle's polyps. I mean,
Kyle, get those polyps looked at, bro. It's kind of gross. Gotta be honest.
Well, it's a beautiful color.
Yeah, it's a good looking beer. I mean, the can is good looking, as we said, but it's also like... I'm going to have to rely more on you because you have more light where you're sitting right now. There's been a change in the setup of our house. We got some new furniture, so in addition to the lighting being a little different, you might hear the acoustics being a little different. Hopefully it's better. I think it might be. It's pretty red looking. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm seeing the strawberry raspberry jam. It's relatively clear, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like this nice red. There's some bubbles hanging out on top. Ooh, my goodness. It's very fruity.
Yeah, but I'm definitely perceiving the peanut butter.
Are you?
Yep. It's so... I didn't get it my second sniff. My first sniff, yes. It's also very jammy.
It's super jammy. I definitely smell that raspberry strawberry jam. Yeah. That is what dominates on this nose, but I also smell like a bit of a lemony sourness from the Goza aspect of it, and there's a little salinity to it as well, and it smells really good. I don't think I can smell the peanut butter, to be honest, but...
I get it. It's very, very subtle.
You okay?
Coughing from sniffing so much.
I will say, as I continue to sniff it repeatedly, there's a little note that smells kind of like leather in there, but it's very, very, very subtle.
It's kind of like peanut butter powder.
Is what it smells like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the peanut butter I'm perceiving is like that powder.
Yeah. Like peanut flour, which I know there are a bunch of breweries that do it with peanut flour. And is that... peanut. It says peanut butter, that they use peanut butter, so not peanut flour. All right, you tried it already? Your thoughts? So your thoughts? You tasted it?
It's good. I'm definitely getting all of the jammy, the berries. You said strawberry and raspberry?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm definitely getting both of those.
Yeah, I get them for sure.
Yeah, it's. I like it. I like that it's not as tart or salty. I mean, it's there, but it's really just kind of easygoing, fruity. Mm-hmm. I like it.
I don't taste the peanut butter. I don't at all. Like you were saying, that strawberry and raspberry is very prevalent. It's very strong. It's very jammy tasting. It's bright, vibrant. It tastes good, but you know how I was saying I was smelling like a little leathery note?
Yeah.
It's in the flavor.
See, I don't get that.
I taste a little leathery note at the end of each sip, and it's kind of weird. It's really throwing me off. But the other thing is, I get a little bit of like a tannic note in there that's almost wine-like red wine.
Yes.
That it's kind of like, you know that kind of like tannic flavor that you'll get, and bitterness perception on your tongue that you'll get from like red wine skins, red grape skins in red wine. It's like that. Like, I get some of that. So I'm assuming that that's probably from, like, the skins of the fruit?
Berries?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If they did it with the... Well, no, they said strawberry raspberry jam, so I guess they put actual jam in there.
Who knows?
I don't know.
I like it.
Wait, jam versus jelly. Jam has actual pieces of crushed fruit, right? And jelly's, like, strained out, and it's just smooth.
I don't know.
I think that's what it is. So if it's jam, there could be actual, like... fruit skin.
Like pieces of fruit, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I like the fruity aspect of the beer. It does taste a little Goza-y, but I think a lot of the tart/sourness is coming from that fruit. It's very fruit-driven, and I don't really get much of a salinity, which you would normally get with a Goza, so it's decent. I don't love it, but I don't dislike it at all.
I feel you on that.
Except that leathery thing is just weird.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not getting that. Okay, now this beer I have tried to drink a couple times, and Carlin's like, no, that's for the podcast.
Yeah. So this one is called Midnight Snack, and it is by...
Abomination, isn't it?
Hold on. So this one's called Midnight Snack, and it's by Abomination Brewing Company. And they are out of... Where are they out of?
Somewhere in Pennsylvania.
No, this is another one.
Oh, that's...
Listen to this. Brewed and canned at Dorchester Brewing Company, Boston, Massachusetts, for Abomination Brewing, distributed by 12%, which also distributes us on Apollo.
Oh, interesting.
So, if you remember, Dorchester is also contract brewing Fat Orange Cat, their stuff, as well as there's one more brewery who we've had on the podcast who they're doing the contract brewing for. Decadent Ales. That's who it is.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so they're also doing Abomination, apparently.
Okay.
So the Midnight Snack, which, by the way, it's got, like, what looked like Gremlins raiding a fridge on it.
Yeah, that's funny. I love it.
It is good. I hope it's a reference to the movie Gremlins, because Midnight Snack, you're not supposed to feed them after midnight. Right? So I feel like it's a reference to that. I want to hope that.
Because they go from, like, cute little fluffy things.
To terrible. To Gremlins. Yeah. Mogwai to Gremlins. So what this is Imperial Milk Stout with coffee, vanilla, and pink frosted donuts.
Because if it was any other color besides pink, it would...
Well, right. But the frosting is probably going to add sweetness. Yeah. I mean, it should, obviously. So
I like that it's pink frosting. It couldn't be vanilla.
Right. It's definitely not any other color of frosting. It's 12%, by the way. So drink responsibly. I'm not going to pour like a crazy amount.
We're not going anywhere.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, we're moving. We're moving on these beers, bro.
That's true. Okay.
All right, so the Midnight Snack.
So it pours so beautifully. It's like so dark, and it has like a real dark, like chocolate milk head.
Yeah, that's a very chocolate milk head. It's super, super brown. Mm-hmm. It's got very large bubbles to it, too, like chocolate milk when you swirl it up.
So just like seeing this makes me so excited because I'm like,
It looks really thick. I smell a lot of coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I'm also getting a lot of chocolate, though.
But it's more like dark chocolate. Sure. It's like a lot of coffee and... Oh, you assured me?
Sure.
It's a lot of coffee and dark chocolate that kind of go together to have like a bit of a bitterness to it.
Are you getting the pink donuts? The pink frosted donut?
Actually, it smells a little bit more like white frosted donuts, which is really weird. It smells good.
Yeah, I'm definitely perceiving a sweetness.
Mm-hmm. I get a little bit of an ash on the finish as well. Because it's those much darker, roastier notes.
Like almost a little chalky.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some sweetness.
There is some sweetness.
That jumps out on your tongue.
But there's also some bitterness.
There's a decent bitterness, and it is in the vein of what we were saying on the nose, where it's like the coffee and that dark chocolate coming together to create the bitterness.
It's an appropriate level of bitterness, I think. Mm-hmm. For me, it might be too much, but I think it is kind of balances out that sweetness up front.
Right. It is ashy as well on the finish, and it is a little bit chalky. So we were able to kind of smell exactly how it was going to taste.
I like it. I don't love it.
Yeah, I agree. There's no way for me to know that there are donuts in this.
Yeah.
I would never guess that there are donuts in this. It seems more kitsch than anything. It's more of a gimmick. It's like, hey, check this out. So
Midnight Snack. What else was supposed to be in it besides the pink frosted donuts?
Well, it's a milk stout to start.
Okay.
So maybe that's where you're getting, because it is pretty creamy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where you're getting that creaminess. And then coffee, vanilla, and the donuts.
Are you getting vanilla?
Nope. I don't get vanilla. I think the like that dark chocolate and that coffee overpowers pretty much everything else.
I was thinking there was going to be a little more sweetness than there was. I mean, it has some sweetness probably from the milk stout and the pink frosted donuts, but I thought there was going to be more.
A big positive on this beer, that doesn't taste like 12% at all.
Yeah.
I'd put it at 9, to be honest. That's what it seems like, because I feel like that bitterness, all that bitterness, since it's actually tied to real flavors, just helps mask any sort of alcohol perception.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to move on to beer number 3.
Yep.
It is by Hitchhiker Brewing Company, and it is their Usual Chaos. It's a sour IPA with milk sugar, raspberry, blackberry, and vanilla. It is 6.8%. And Hitchhiker is out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay. I think he picked this up when he got us the Dancing Gnome beers that we had an episode for our showcase, a brewery showcase recently. Yeah. So,
okay.
You need some help with your nails?
They're already messed up. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Well.
Starting to...
This towel's going to need to get laundered because
It's not that much.
Well,
It's fine.
okay.
These are crappy towels
They are.
anyway that we put on here. Are you going to be able to pour this?
You know...
Go ahead. Yeah, there you go. You have to go hard.
It's a little drippy.
Yeah, that's fine.
You said this is a crappy towel. This is the towel we brought our cat home in.
Well, yes, but
It
we
lined her
don't
little
use it
hair.
for much but
I
this.
know, but it's sentimental.
Okay. Well, it can continue to be sentimental. So let's see what this usual chaos is like.
Okay. It looks pretty similar to the Bianca.
Except this is hazy. You
Yeah.
can't see through it. It's kind of like smoothie looking, which,
Yes.
that's the idea.
Yeah.
Is it's like a sour smoothie IPA, basically, with the lactose and everything added.
It's really pretty, though.
Yeah, it's got a really creamy head on there that looks nice. Ooh, it smells really
man.
good. It
Yeah.
smells really good.
It's just like creamy
Super.
berry.
Yeah. So when you have berries and a lot of times you get like a tartness when you're smelling them if they're kind of like mashed up. So I get that, but then it's downplayed from what you would assume because that lactose in there just makes it also creamy at the same time. So it's like, I don't know, kind of like a smoothie.
Yeah.
It's like fresh berries kind of whizzed in a blender with some yogurt or something is what it smells like. It smells really awesome. And the sourness on there is medium low.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it
it's
smells
perceivable, but not over the top. I think I'm going to like it. I'm hoping I'm going to like it.
It's good. I like this. It's very easy. This kind of reminds me of a lesser, lighter version of the Burley Oak Dream sour beers.
Well, it's kind of the same.
Same concept.
Like a dewy.
Yeah. But theirs is not a sour IPA. It's just a sour beer with fruit and lactose added, basically. So your feelings on it overall?
I like it. I think this is my favorite so far. Mm-hmm. Not that I didn't like the other ones.
The fruit, you get a lot of the fruit. It's very fruit driven, but like we said in the nose, it's very creamy at the same time. So it is like what I was saying of being like a smoothie. Mm-hmm. Tastes really good.
Mm-hmm. Are you getting the vanilla?
Yeah, actually a little bit. A little bit at the end.
Well, because I can tell there's something else in there besides the fruit. Mm-hmm. You know?
Well, and I think the thing is that the vanilla and the lactose kind of mix together a little bit. You know what I mean? Do you feel that way too?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, I think for that reason, like, it's a little hard to pick out the vanilla as just vanilla because the lactose
creaminess,
and the vanilla kind of go together.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's move on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this last beer is by Hubbard's Cave.
I think this is another contract brew, though.
It is a chocolate and blackberry pot de creme.
So it's actually brewed by someone else, I think.
Brewed at...
Unani.
Yeah.
Yeah, Unani Brewery in Chicago.
Niles, Illinois.
I've actually never had any Unani stuff, but they, from what I hear, do really good stuff. Kyle Norman's had some of their things and has told me you've got to try Unani. Their stuff is really awesome.
Okay.
One day.
Well, I'm really excited about this. This is also one I've been trying to drink.
It is one you should have been trying to drink.
It is 12%. It is an imperial stout with chocolate, blackberry, vanilla beans, and lactose.
Sounds pretty great.
And
what's ABV?
Yeah, I was going to say, did I tell you that?
I don't remember.
12.
12. Oh yeah, I think you did. So it's the same as a midnight snack, alcohol wise. So that's good. That's good. So we can do kind of a comparison on, does this one taste like 12% or not 12% in comparison to the midnight snack?
Okay, so it looks very similar, obviously. It's a stout. The head is that kind of milk. Yeah. Chocolate. It looks very, very similar.
This looks like exactly like the Abomination Midnight Snack. Exactly. Down to that super milk chocolate looking head. Woo. Does this smell like... Does it smell like cheesecake?
Oh.
It's like... I feel like I get a mix of like a cheesecake and a sour cream in the nose.
It's weird to me because I can tell it, like, you know, putting my nose into it, I'm like, okay, it's a stout. But then getting that berry
is weird.
Is throwing me off a little bit because I definitely perceive the berry. I don't think I would say, oh, it's blackberry.
And maybe that's why I'm saying like a cheesecake or a sour cream because it's like...
It's desserty.
Yeah, exactly. I think the tang from the berry is what's giving me that kind of like tartness or tang that you would get in sour cream or cheesecake.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of smells like chocolate cheesecake, to be honest.
Well, you know, a pot de creme is yeah. It's good though.
It does smell really good.
You're getting a lot of like I'm getting that
chocolate.
The chocolate and like
sour cream, dairy,
like, you know what I mean,
like it's milky. It's like it is very creamy, very creamy. Well, which is why I'm saying like cheesecake and sour cream. It's not just the notes that smells like it smells creamy.
Yeah, it's like like something I haven't really smelled in a beer.
It smells really good.
Yeah,
it smells really good. Going in. That's pretty sweet.
Oh, I really like this.
That's pretty sweet, but the berries are pretty perceptible too.
I mean, it tastes exactly how it should based on the description.
Yeah.
You know, it is sweet, but the name of the beer is pot de creme, which is a dessert. So I feel like...
What's the berry in this again? Blackberry?
Blackberry.
So... It really does kind of taste to me like a liquid version of like a chocolate mousse with like a blackberry coulis or like sauce on top. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, imperial stout with chocolate, blackberries, vanilla bean, and lactose. I feel like it tastes exactly like that.
Yeah, I get the vanilla in there too, actually, which is really nice.
But I like how you said like chocolate mousse because it's like that creamy, light chocolate.
Oh,
yeah, I like that.
This is good. And the thing is my first few sips, I was trying to gauge how I feel about the berry in there because it is a little odd.
Yeah.
But as you keep going, it just like it settles in more and more with everything else. This is good. I do quite like this.
Yeah.
It's totally a dessert.
Oh yeah.
And do you think it tastes like 12%?
No. Not 12.
Me neither. I don't think it tastes as low as a midnight snack. Maybe like 10. 10. Yeah. Kind of tastes like 10. That's what I was thinking. Sure.
I would say 10 as well. I will say, I mean, it's not, the more I drink it, it's not as sweet as initially. I think there is a little, maybe it's the tartness from the blackberry that's kind of leveling it out.
Yeah.
It's good.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Ooh. You going to rank them?
Yes, I have my top two. I am having a problem with figuring out my bottom two.
Okay. I already know mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Which way do you want me to go? Bottom?
I go bottom to top, but do what you want, really.
Okay. I go the opposite of you, so... Okay. Sure. So my number one is this Hubbard's Cave chocolate and blackberry pot de creme. Again, that's the imperial stout with chocolate, blackberry, vanilla bean, and lactose. So that's my top one. And then next is the Usual Chaos by Hitchhiker Brewing. That's the sour IPA with milk sugar, raspberry, blackberry, and vanilla. Mm-hmm. That's my number two. And then my number three is going to be the Bianca.
Okay, by Omnipollo. Yep, that is the Lassi Goza peanut butter jelly Lassi Goza ale brewed with peanut butter, lactose, sugar, and strawberry raspberry jam.
And then number four is Midnight Snack.
Yes, by Abomination, and that is the Imperial Milk Stout with coffee, vanilla, and pink frosted donuts. Cool. So mine is...
Exactly the same?
No.
No.
There's a little bit of a difference. So in last place, I have the Abomination Midnight Snack.
Okay. It's not a bad beer, even though we both put it in last place.
I still like it. This
is a solid lineup. So
yeah.
it's...
Oh, yeah, definitely. Which, I would assume that coming from Kyle Norman. So my number 3 is going to be the Omnipollo Bianca. Mm-hmm. My number 2 is the Hubbard's Cave Chocolate and Blackberry Pot de Creme. And my number 1 is the Hitchhiker Usual Chaos.
Oh, okay.
It's relatively close between the Pot de Creme and the Usual Chaos for me, but the Usual Chaos I just felt like a little bit better for my taste.
Yeah. I just feel like I've had beers similar to that.
Yeah, right.
And not that it's not a good beer, but that's why I gave the edge to the Hubbard's Cave, because it was more of a unique take on an Imperial Stout.
That's a fair point, because I can think of some other beers that have done stuff kind of like that. Like the brewery does some stouts with like some fruit added to it.
Yeah, but, it's been done. It's just
not a lot.
It's not done a lot, and even when it's done, it's not done well.
That's true. Yeah, that is even harder to do, I think. So yeah, good point. But yeah, that's it. Kyle Norman, thank you again. Yeah. We thank you a lot on the show. You do a great job in providing us with awesome beers. Appreciate it. And when you're on the podcast, you do an awesome job. So once again, a reminder to all you listeners, if you want to get some of your beers in front of us to do an episode like this, we will praise you too.
Yeah. We could talk about your polyps too.
Yeah, exactly. We can, or whatever. You got some genital warts we need to talk about? We can do that. We can talk genital warts all night. No, but yeah, if you want to send any beers, we want to work those details out, email brutalbattlepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll make it happen. But thank you, everyone. Rebecca, you have any closing words?
I think just keep it brutal.
This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.